Hi everyone. Today topic is encapsulation Java. So what is encapsulation? It is a product data. It is product data from out of the class using private scope. It is product data means the variable contain scope is private. Then this variable is called encapture. Okay, so if you provide the scope is private, then the variable can't access out of the class. Okay, so the variable can't access. General purpose is to provide security logic to particular variables, then those properties must be defined. The scope is private. Like for suppose login form is there, so username and password. So username and password is matched, then only the user is valid. Okay, so like that of logic is want to implement in that situation. Those properties scope is defined private, and whatever business logic is required, those logic is implemented. Okay, so encapsulation means provide some security logic. Okay, so before provide security logic, the scope is private. Okay, see finally here is encapsulation means it is a product data from out of the class using private scope is called encapsulation. Okay, so we will see the practically here. For suppose I take one Eclipse IDE. So in that I create one Java project. Then take Java project name is Java. Then click next. Click finish. Yes, this is my project or Java project. So any Java class created in src folder. So right click on src folder. How to create the class? Right click on src folder, new class. Then take the package name, for suppose soft. Then class name I take test. Okay, so package names should all letters are small letters, but class name should start with capital letter. You can take any name, but should start with capital letter. Okay, I take one main method also. Click finish. This is a way of class creation. Okay, so here I provide encapsulation scenario. See, I take one class name is sample. Okay, so in that I take int id variable. So I want provide the value and I want to access that variable. So how to do that one? So first we need to create object of sample class. How to create sample class object? Sample s1 equal to new sample. Then using that object reference s1 dot id equal to 90, and as well as I want print that id also. Then on the time s1 dot id. Yes, now it is executed successfully. The result is 90. Yes, the result is 90. But I want to provide security, means encapsulation to this property. So what we do, first provide private scope. Automatically it show an error when I assign the value and when I retrieve the value. So in these two situations we got the error. Why? Because it is not accessible from out of the class, because the id is now private scope. So whatever variables have private scope, those variables doesn't access from out of the class. Okay, so that's the reason you show an error, both things. Now Java peoples they given one encapsulation technique. What is that encapsulation technique? Whatever encapsulation property is there, that property must contain two public methods. One method is for set the value, another method is for get the value. Okay, from out of the class. So first public method, public void set id. So parameter is integer id. Next, this, what is this? This means it's a class level properties. Okay, this dot id equal to id. This id is a parameter. This argument name. This argument name is, I put here. This id is a class level variable. This is notated to class level properties. Okay, the class level property name is id. Okay, then one more property is for get the value. Public for get the value means it's a return value is must. The return value id return value is integer. That's why I take integer return type. Then get id. Then return id. Done. Okay, one method is for set the value and another method is for get the value. So those values are public methods. That's why we can access from out of the class. Set id 55 and I want print output. That's the reason I put into system.out.println s1 dot get id. Okay, one is set id, another one is get id. Set value, get values. Okay, so when I set the value, when I get the value, we can provide the validation logic also. Because of its content, the variable values are assigned through methods. Within the method we can define any validation logic, even when the value is setting or value is getting. Okay, so whatever client is required logic is we can provide any logic. Okay, so that is a thing. So 55. Okay, so this is called encapsulation. It is provide the data from out of the class through methods. One method is for set the value, another method is for get the value. See, this property, for suppose if you take one bank customers, different types of customers is there. So each and every customers doesn't have common features. For suppose some persons are saving accounts, some persons have current accounts, some persons have zero account. So different customers is there. So different customers have different logic is required. In that situation we are provide different logic. Okay, so that's the reason the main intention of encapsulation is to provide different logic to different users. Okay, that is the intention. Okay, so one login form is there. Okay, one person have different username, another person have different username. Okay, so in that situation also we have to calculate and validate the information also we can done. Okay, so anyhow here is encapsulation is provide different logic to different users or different properties. Okay, that is called encapsulation. Okay, this is a encapsulation. Thank you.